on our YouTube? Again on the Rat Rod number 2 build. I put the grill on last night and some of my rust is starting to show. So I went ahead and used my compound of rusting stuff and a small paintbrush and went over the frame rails a little bit and my fuel tank. So I'm going to start this video off just kind of catching you up where we're at, show you some of that. You can see a little bit on the grill. There's a couple spots here and there. It's pretty random, pretty natural, so happy with that. It is going to be a pain in the butt when I have to change that servo out though. I need to order one. That one, the wire got cut when I was mounting the radiator shell. So it is going to have to be replaced. But yeah. I'm looking, no, it has to be a short one, so I'm going to have to get another one, something like that. I think that one was going to be a little too quick anyway, but it's one of the, like a drift servo. It's very high speed, low torque. I'm not sure how that would work out. We won't know until we drive it. But I got the rust on the grill there. Let me show you the frame. You can see a little bit there under the cab. I did the whole thing inside and out. Some areas are taking better than others. And this has only been 4 or 5 hours since I've done this. So it's making pretty good progress actually, considering the time frame. The rear is where it looks the best. See some back here. It's hard to keep it on there. It wants to flow right off of it. So I've done a couple coats back here. I've done inside the rail across and my fuel tank also. See if I can bring that into focus better. Starting to get some green on it. Mainly just spots because it wants to run right off of that round cylinder. So I'm just going to keep layering it on the tank till we get something a little more realistic looking. But yeah, I mean, you remember when I built that tank, I had sanded it down and it was nice and shiny copper with a few scratch marks in it. So it's already turning pretty well. I've also hit the inside of the bed a little bit. It's hard to keep it in there as well, but I don't want to overdo it because, you know, it's going to rust naturally on its own. It's all bare metal. One more thing to show you. Different look at it. I did the brackets that I mounted the airbags with. This piece is aluminum, so it will not rust, unfortunately. That was a piece of semi-truck. Or no, it wasn't. I'm sorry, that might be steel. I think it may be stainless steel. I'm not sure how that'll take. Thought that was a semi-truck frame piece that I used, but forgot that was a piece off of one of my one of my tools in here. But yeah, I got those little brackets that I made to mount the airbag plate on, and they're rusting up pretty good. So it's coming together. I'm not going to force that part, but just keep doing a little here and there, a little there, a little here, a little there. Sorry. So this video, I think I'm going to work on I'm putting the intake on the engine and redoing the exhaust. Here I've pulled my exhaust pipe off. You can see the hot glue sticking out. It actually works quite well. I can put it right back on. It's nice and snug. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to drill all that out because I need to drill a hole on the other side of the turbo. And I'm going to go ahead for all intensive purposes and move the exhaust to the other side. Make everybody happy. Mainly because my intake needs to be on that side. I can move it away from the motor a little bit. I have a little bit more space to work with over there. So yeah, I'm going to get started. We'll see what we can come up with. Alright guys, so I've cut down my old exhaust pipe. I'm not going to put it on all the way just yet. But looking at something like this for the intake, I'm going to go ahead and drill out the other side of the turbo. I'm afraid my hot glue in there is going to come loose. I'm going to take the cab off for this because I'm afraid the turbo is going to come off. It's a little loose back there anyway. So we'll play it by ear. I'm going to go ahead and drill that out real quick. Alright guys, so here's what I'm thinking. I've got my pipe bent for the other side. The holes are offset just a little bit, but I'm going to use the metal rod that was with that intake, and I'm going to pump it full of hot glue here on my pipe so it holds it centered. And I've drilled all the way through with that, so they're going to kind of be tied together. That way it'll hold that nice right where it needs to be. And I might have to cut this down a little bit. And then my other pipe is going to go on. Oh, I got to knock that's filled up with something. I don't know. I've had that piece of aluminum for a while, but that's going to go on over here, and they're all going to be kind of held together. And now I can worry about weathering the pipes and things again. So I got my hot glue gun heating up. I'm going to start jacking around with this. It's not the classiest thing. It's not the best way to do it, I'm sure, but right now it looks like the only option I've got. Yeah, kind of limited on resources for this particular part of the build. I don't have, and it's all just, you know, this motor wasn't made to have an intake and exhaust mounted on it, so doing the best I can. It's going to look good. I think where it's at, it's going to be durable enough. That hot glue is really holding up well. That I can force that pipe back down over what was already there, and I really don't think it's going to go anywhere. And then having it tied through with this metal rod, it's going to hold everything through, keep this from moving around. And yeah. So I'm going to mess around with this, and we'll do it in fast forward so you don't have to suffer with me. Alright guys, this is what I've got. I don't know if I'm feeling that exhaust side. It's just that bend is not right. It's not sharp enough. I may have to redo that. And I've pulled it on and off twice already. I had to cut a little bit off because it didn't set quite as far in the turbo as I thought it would. Yeah, it'll be easier just to redo it. So I'm going to go ahead and try to bend another piece. I've got a little bit of that aluminum left. And try to get my angles right this time. Hopefully we can get it a little bit tighter without collapsing it. Still not sure yet how I'm going to weather that. I'm happy with the intake side. It looks pretty good. It's got the scale bolt sticking out of the top of it. I think that works pretty well. It's still, that pipe was weathered already, so I think that'll be alright. But I originally intended to wrap the exhaust, but my wrap doesn't look too good. I used some gauze. And oh, come on camera, let me zoom you out, show you. I used some gauze and tried to dye it with some pigments and things, and it didn't come out very even, so I don't think that's gonna work. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that just yet, but I've got to redo that bend because it's just not sitting right with me. You can see it. It's not good enough, so I'm gonna try again. Alright guys, so I said hell with the bend. It's the last piece of this I have. I've got it cut to length, and it's going to fit right about so. This part had the sticker on it, the label for the rod, so sanded most of it down. I'm still not sure yet what I'm going to use to wrap it, so we're just going to roll with it like it is for now. I've got the hot glue gun heating up. It's pretty easy to get on the first time, but once you fill this thing up with hot glue, man, it is a nightmare to get it off. I dumped my rusting compound out. I had a little cup sitting over here, dumped that all over the table. So yeah, this thing hot yet? Yeah, it's getting there. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this thing up with hot glue, my beautiful pink hot glue gun I've got at Hobby Lobby. Try not to make too big a mess. It does make the metal quite hot, so that sucks. Trying to keep the stringiness to the minimum without burning myself. And I'm just going to shove it in there and try to get it inside the turbo without melting it to my fingers, and get a nice angle on the exhaust, and we'll just let it, I painted the inside of it black, so now my fingertip is black. So now we'll just let it dry, and that will be our exhaust. Like I said, I still don't know what I'm going to use to wrap the pipe with. You're going to put a pipe wrap on something like this. I just got to keep looking around. I've tried the gauze, didn't take to the dyeing. Maybe if I tried it with a coffee or a tea, I know that might be more penetrating than my weathering compounds are. So I don't know yet. We'll worry about that further down the road. Yeah, we'll let this dry for a bit, and we'll come back and get a better look at it. Alright guys, so I'm going to wrap this one up here. You can see what we've done. I think it looks pretty good. Just another layer of detail. Now I'm not sure what to do with this other outlet here on the turbo. I've got a few loose ends to tie up on the motor still. Let me bring it around and show you better. So I've got an output here on the turbo, and then I have a output here. So I'm guessing that's the pipe to the intercooler, have an intercooler, and then come back in here. I don't have anywhere to put an intercooler, let alone a radiator. So I've got to figure out what to do. I bought some craft aluminum tubes, different lengths, different diameters. I'm just not sure yet what to do with that. So any tips would be appreciated in the comments, or hit me up on Facebook with some ideas. But yeah, and also hit me up with some ideas about the heat wrap. Any other suggestions? The gauze did not work. I used to have a piece of real exhaust wrap somewhere, but I don't know what happened to it. I may have thrown it away over the years. And I'm still not quite ready to do the smoke down the side just yet, since this thing's technically really not running. Shouldn't have any smoke damage just yet, but I'll keep y'all updated on how the rust is progressing. Liking the way the back's looking a lot better. The front still hasn't really taken for some reason. There's a few spots on top, but not getting the same effect as I did on the rear. I must have had the rear ground down cleaner. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up. I appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned for more. Please like, subscribe, and share, and follow along on Instagram and Facebook with me. And I'll see y'all in the next video.